Hi, everyone. Welcome to the SOULKATION podcast. I am your host, Logan Renee. I'm super excited because I have two special guests with me. Hi, Krys Sade.
Hey!
Two wonderful women from Texas. Well, they live in Texas. I don't know if y'all from Texas. Where y'all from?
I'm from Texas, Sade. You know, she's a Louisiana girl.
Okay. Well, you know, Louisiana got that food. They are two friends who have a podcast called the Hey Girl Hey podcast, and they're sharing their life experiences with other women. Their mission is to help guide women through hard times, laugh through the embarrassing moments. Lord knows we have plenty of those, and support them through the journey of womanhood. Welcome to the SOULKATION podcast, lady.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having us. I know we're gonna sound like twins all day. We're so excited to come here and have a conversation with you. We've been following you just like you've been following us, so we're so excited to dive into the conversation with you and have some laughs, talk about some situations, you know, all forward, honey.
We got so many of them to talk about, okay? So tell the audience about who you were individually before you decided to start the podcast, do the web series that you all are about to do. Like, in order to help women with embarrassing moments, you had some, okay? And, you know, you had struggles that you had to go through in order to help somebody else. So break those down for the audience.
All right. Who wants to start? You want me to start first? I talk too much. That's why she want me to go first. The women who I have been and who I've became are two different people. So I'm originally from Texas. I'm a fun-loving, like, outgoing person, but I came from a family with just my brother. I lived a little bit in his shadow. So all throughout life, I always was the one, I worked hard. I wasn't the smartest one, but I always worked harder. So, and throughout life, I had struggles with school. So I deal with insecurities of, like, being the class clown, you know, just trying to be likable to other people. But I had to realize it's just me, you know. So once I got into high school and began to identify myself and got into cheerleading and things like that, my personality just bloomed like this. So when I went to college, that's how me and Sade linked up, because I went to college with none of my friends. They all went to HBCUs. We went to University of North Texas. And I had to start developing who I was, like kind of letting go of those insecurities of being, I guess, an outcast within my family. Even though they loved me, but I could tell that they were like, okay, my brother was the prized child. So through life, they carried me out. So I started to build friendships, building myself throughout those things, making mistakes, especially with guys, because I became a little bit more insecure with them. I know, girl. It's a sad thing. Like, I knew I was cute. I was thinking cute, baby. None with that, but communicating with them and, like, understanding my worth within relationships, I had to learn, because I fell through a couple different relationships where I just didn't know who I was. I was adapting to that person. So for me, after college, I put my love life on hold and chased my career. So I was in corporate sales. I moved to, like, 3 different states, you know what I'm saying? Just living my life. It wasn't until I found my independency that I fell in love with someone I've been with, like, for 5 years. I mean, it's not perfect, but I learned to love myself, and he loved who I am. And the woman I became is just loving who I am and my worth within that. And so going into the corporate world and kind of missing home, I came on back. I left him, so that was hard because I had to step into a great opportunity where I own my own company now, an agency of my own. And so I made that decision to see if he would follow me. He's following me now. At first he didn't, girl. I almost had a heart attack, and I had to re-identify myself now without this man. So it was me reestablishing who I was and who I left Texas being. So in that journey of just kind of just self-worth and stuff like that, me and Sade reconnected. And we like, man, we done been through so much stuff just with careers, with family, college. I mean, with guys, adulthood. Like, other women have experienced this stuff. Let's talk about this. Like, let's kind of, like, be open with it. So with my transition back to Texas, Sade really has helped me not to kind of waddle in, like, just being alone back into a lonely space. It's helping me kind of open up and talk about who I am. So the woman who I was when I was a young girl and the transition throughout life, this crazy, flamboyant, don't care, do what I want girl, has evolved, you know, just through life and just understanding you only have one life to live, so live it right. You know, so karma I give as much as I can.
Yeah.
I agree. I love it.
All right, so Shorty, I know I talked a lot. That's why I started.
Girl, you went all the way back.
Yeah,
For me, I would say.
Hold on 1 second. I can't hear you all.
Okay. So I was raised as the only child, and then when I was 12, I met my sister and brother, who my father has with his wife. So learning to not be the center of attention was very difficult for me because I was, my mom's the only child, and everyone else around me, I don't want to say they just really made me feel special. So when somebody else came, I was like, wait a minute,
you trying to fight?
Yeah, I fight. What's going on? Really, me and my sister didn't have a relationship for a very long time because we were battling back and forth. But now that we are like sisters, I love our relationship and I love our friendship that we have developing into. College is where I really learned who I was and how stubborn I am and how you not gonna make me do nothing I don't want to do. And I really love that about myself, that I have enough independence and I have enough just to where I can make my own decisions, and I know that I'm leading myself right. So I am stubborn. I'm a natural Taurus. You tell them.
Head hard as a rock.
Head hard. But I would never leave myself astray. I'm a born hustler. I'm gonna make $1 any way I can, and I have went through a really, really, really traumatic and toxic relationship. And now that I'm out, I was really naive to know how to know who men really are. So now that I'm in a new space, in a new zone, I just want to share that with women. Yeah, we can tell ourselves that a man, he's good. I can overlook that. I can do that. No, ma'am. No, ma'am. See the signs early. You're not selling. Don't waste your life waiting for a man to be somebody he's never going to be. Yeah. So we just really want, and then we don't want it to be so serious though, because we both are natural comedians. We will make a joke out of anything, and we love to have fun. So we want to share our serious experiences, but we also want to do it with a little bit of comedy because we know laughter is a good key to the heart. Yeah. So I don't know. I think I went long too, but I mean
that was perfect. I'm happy here.
Yeah.
College girl, we should get you some of these pictures.
Girl, you don't want to see no pictures of me.
No, we won't share the pictures, ladies. We won't share the pictures. I'm happy that both of you all touched on relationships. So let's talk about relationships, because it's always a hot topic with women. So y'all want to talk about situationships or relationships first?
Either. I would say situations.
Yeah, I like situationships. So it's funny, in my book, Never Ask for Permission Again, I talked about how a lot of times we create an entire relationship in our mind and our heart jumps ahead of his promises.
Yeah.
Right before. So can y'all go in depth a little bit about why you think our heart always go before, I love you? It goes before everything that he so-called commits to. We are already planning the wedding, honey. Why do we do that?
I would say this. I think it has a lot to do with society. And I don't like blaming society for everything, but I feel like your mom is, when you going to get married? Or your family, when you have some kids? Or, even if you didn't get a lot of attention as a younger girl, I think that when the first time somebody shows you that affection and that attention, you're like, oh my God, he loved me. He for me. Girl, he said I was beautiful. Girl, we getting married next week. You know what I mean? I'm not even gonna lie to you, because I had this whole conversation with myself in my head on Tinder 2 weeks ago. So I'm still learning, because I'm like, oh, he's fine. Maybe we can get. He got a second part-time job. I may have to quit my job. I had a whole conversation with myself, but I tell myself, you see, you're starting already. You're doing this already. Creating it. Yeah, because we jumping before even really get to know somebody. That's how we miss the signs of who a person really is.
Yeah, I think a lot of times I agree with Sade. And then another thing that I think about is that we set these expectations in our head, this fairy tale that as soon as, so we have a fairy tale vision of a man, you know? So I think a lot of times it's the bad representation of a relationship that we see. So if your mom or the person that's your guardian, a woman that you look up to, is in a certain relationship and she takes certain things to, I guess I would say it's kind of like, oh, it's okay if he hits me, or it's okay if he talks to me crazy. So if you get into a relationship, oh, he don't talk to me crazy like my mom is, so he's a good man. But what about all these other qualities? It's because of the representation that we've seen in relationships. So on me, it's a little bit vice versa, because my dad and my mom, they're celebrating their 34 years of being married. And my dad has given me this expectation that's like unachievable for men. So in my 20s a lot, I didn't have long relationships. Like my longest relationship was like a year and a half. And that's only because I forgot I was with him. I used to break up with him in 6 months, only because they didn't meet the expectation of what I thought a man should be in a relationship, which is what my dad showed me. So sometimes we have this kind of weird, faulty expectation. And if a guy would meet the expectation I see in my dad, I will follow the heels with him, you know, or I would set my expectations so high that no guy can ever match what I need. So I think sometimes we just play with these things in our minds when we need to actually just take people for who they are, become friends, and really develop it you know what I'm saying? Develop a real relationship, a foundation that's good enough to understand. Because for everybody, it's something different. Like Sade has flaws I don't have, I have flaws that she don't have, and it's gonna be different men that accept what we both have. And so, and the same thing, there's things that she would accept in a man that I won't accept. So we just have to understand every individual is different. No one is the same. It's not a cookie cutter man. They ain't on all the perfect men don't look the same to me. So that it does to Sade.
And I would just piggyback off what you said was, when people show you who they are, believe them. Because that's one thing I think that women don't necessarily live by. That it's like, okay, yeah, he has a house, yeah, he driving a nice car, yeah, he has money, but what does his heart look like? Like sometimes the physicalness of him can blind you from who he really is, and then when you wake up and you 3 years down the road and you pregnant with a baby, and you like,
how did I get this way?
Yeah, how did you get that? They have the materialistic checklist, I always call. You know, that I was checking, oh, he got this, but that ain't even substance, girl. When y'all get old, all that stuff can go away.
Okay.
What if he loses his job, he'll go bankrupt? What you got then?
Yeah. And it's so funny because like our hearts can really like run past like our true intention of what we really, really want, just to be with somebody. So at least somebody calling me, at least somebody texting me, like that's good enough. And it's not good enough. So what do you all think about playing house? You know how women jump into the whole wifely role. She taking care of, I'm doing laundry, she cooking, he got the best meal, he got the best everything, honey, okay? Because she bought it for him. What y'all think about a girlfriend taking on wifely duties?
Ooh, we both are victims.
I'm putting notes in lunch boxes. I'm creating home. You understand? You come home, your meal is ready, babe. Come on in here. And you know what I learned? I learned so much from that experience. Like, I can't say that word, but I'm like, you must be crazy. You think you're gonna get that from me again? And I don't really, nothing that I don't need anything from you, but we gonna share a name. If you're gonna be getting this dedication from me, and you're gonna be getting everything that I have to offer, you're gonna share your name with me.
Yeah.
You're gonna share your life with me, and we're gonna make this a real family. So you're not using me again.
Yeah.
You got me somebody got me one time, but you won't get me again.
We both, this is why I said that was a good conversation. We both live and learn that one. Because I actually did that with my now current boyfriend, and I did it for like the first 6 months because I was well off, let's just say that. So I had all the best things, the nice things, which he had a great job and all this stuff. But I wanted him to kind of match my swag. He wasn't into that, so I became a sugar mama almost a little bit, you know, putting him in a short set. Okay. You know, like that type of life. And I realized, because I had kind of piggybacking to the last question, my heart was growing faster than me setting that foundation, you know? So what I was doing was trying to show my love in the way I like to be returned in love, through gifts, through like, you know, admiration and things of that nature. and I was cooking. He was like, you was making lunch for me and dinner and breakfast. Then it dawned on me in my head, it clicked. I said, oh, what you gonna get when we married? I started cooking. He talked about, I was like, I gotta eat McDonald's. Yes, you do, because I ain't married to you. You ain't gonna get away. If you gonna eat the leftovers I made last night for myself, I had to kind of take a step back because what I realized with me, I was giving so much that I expected him to give me back the same way. And when he didn't, I became angry and I began to sabotage our relationship. But it wasn't fair because he was moving at his pace, you know? I was trying to speed up the pace. Okay. And it was nobody's fault. And now I look 5 years later, we're together. So all things I was doing wasn't it didn't make him stay longer. Him loving who I was made him stay longer. So I had to realize that wasn't something for him. That was something for me. Like I wanted to be married so bad. I tried to show him what I was looking like a wife would look like.
Baby.
You know? So
baby, let me tell you, 7 years, 7 long, hard prison years, you understand? And I think when you wake up and you're like, okay, I just spent all this money. When you met me, you was wearing these white basic shoes. I
don't get up on these shoes.
I'm sorry, excuse me, let me come back. You know, I've elevated you so much. I've spent my time, my money, everything.
My youth.
My youth. She don't fit like she used to. But, you know, I've spent so much time on you that I didn't invest that back in myself.
Yeah.
And now that I'm in the position I'm in now, I'm 33, and I'll be 33 in April. Now, you know, even though I'm back in this new space, I know what I won't do again. And I won't elevate you without elevating me. Because we can't have that.
Yeah.
We can't have that.
I honestly believe if I was talking to my younger self, I would tell myself, slow down.
Yes.
It's not a race because forever's forever. So when you marry someone, it is going to be forever. So you got to remember to slow down, take your time, know this person. There's no clock. If they're not meant for you, it will show.
Yes.
You know?
Yes.
So like you giving your all up the front, what they're gonna wait for later. Like I tell my boyfriend all the time, I say when we get married, then you'll get your meals. You'll get these compromises. Right now, I'm gonna do what I want to do. You ain't getting all these compromises. There's no reason to compromise. We both paying separate bills. Yes, when I cry, you give me some money, but you know what I'm saying? But we're living 2 separate lives, and I think it helps me find my independence. I had to re-find my independence again when we moved away. And then when I talked to him, he said it was the best thing ever for us to split a little bit because he had to realize how much he relied on me, and it gave him room to grow himself. He said, I can be the man I need to be to take care of you until we separated. Because he even told me, you stepped too far. You wouldn't even let me be the man first. You would step in and try to save it. So I had to learn how to fall back and be the woman and eventually be the future wife in place. So I had to learn what a man represents in my life instead of me trying to be the man and the woman in a relationship. Because
we gotta have a part 2 to this because we gotta cover that one on part 2. That's so good. That's so true. I'm not gonna even do it. We're gonna do a part 2. Seriously. I did a YouTube video recently, and I told it was basically how to rebuild a broken heart. And I told the ladies, like, I honor you and respect you for loving somebody. Even if you got it wrong, even if you did the most, you got to experience love. You got to experience somebody like checking on you and you kicking it with them and y'all going out and having a good time. Like, to me, all you did was add to the list of my experiences and my list. So thank you, you know, because a lot of times we look at it like it's a loss. It's a gain. You made me so much better for my spouse. So thank you, sir. Thank you.
The word, yes.
Thank you.
Yes, give me that word.
Yes. Okay, so for the women that are feeling like defeated, because you know we get down on ourselves a lot, you know, and they feel like they lost and they did stuff that they vowed they never would do. What would you say to them just to lift their spirits back up?
You always have a second chance. I mean, because I feel like in every level of your life, every experience, you elevate. So there's always a redo. Like, okay, this person, you did some things that, oh man, I wish I would never. Okay, then don't do them again in the next experience. It's okay. You had to learn. It's kind of like a child when you watch them first walk. They got to fall so they know next time, to hold on to the wall so I can get my balance back together. So it's not that because you fall, oh, I hurt, so now I can never do it again. No, you got to keep going so you can perfect it. You'll never know until you kind of get through that. So my encouragement is to you that we all fail at something. They always say the worst person in the world is the person who never fails another because they'll never learn a lesson. Yeah. So if you never fail at anything, you never know the consequences of taking that same path. So I encourage you to try it again. Make them tweaks in your life. You know, some of those things you did do right. Continue to do those and try to make adjustments in your life. Just be open because life is never going to be consistent. It's made for the ups and downs, you know. No one ever promised, you know, I'm spiritual, you know, I'm spiritual, so God never promises it's going to be easy. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So that expectation, you got to put that out the window. That's unrealistic. It would never happen that way. So you have to be prepared for those failures. And every time, the more God gives you, the bigger the challenges are going to be. Yeah. So the greater things that you want, I mean, the greater your challenge is going to be. It ain't going to get easier. If you want easy challenges, you're going to stay mediocre, my sis.
A word. Oh, just in case y'all missed it.
I can't come back from that because I feel like she like, yeah, she spoke, you spoke it into us. Oh, so I would just honestly say that I feel like when we go through that, we do get hard on ourselves. When we go through something, it's like we just shut down. But I would encourage women to find yourself in a situation. So you are, yes, your heart has been broken, but learn from that and glow up. Because let me tell you how beautiful that glow up is. You have no idea how you can see how somebody's shining from a situation. You're like, girl, I thought they got a divorce and stuff. Sis looking good.
Good.
She got her hair done. She done lost some weight. What? No, bro, right. Got her money right, her swag back. Yeah. Don't let anything defeat you because we all have our own glow. And don't let a man, a job, or anything else take that from you because you're still gonna be who God made you to be.
Yeah.
So don't let it defeat you. That's what I would say.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Look for the glow up.
Yes.
Look forward to the glow up. Okay. I'm so happy that you all both touched on spirituality. So y'all know we got two types of folks now. Okay. We got the dabblers. We play around with the Father. And then we got the ones that are emerged that do the most. Okay. So for the people that want to live in the middle, you know, because God isn't you have to do this, God. Or, you know, He won't love you, He won't protect you or cover you anymore. So for the people who want to live in the middle, what does spiritual growth look like? What do you all think?
I would say it's a change of mindset.
Yeah.
It's a change of mindset because I know who God was to me when I was younger. He was somebody that I had to go to church. I had to be in Sunday school every Sunday. I had to, you know, He was something that I had to do instead of developing my own relationship with Him. It became different to me when I became older and really understanding the word and understanding His promises for me. My relationship changed because at that point I wasn't made to love Him. It was me developing our own relationship. And I don't like to put rules on my spirituality because it's my interpretation. It's how I worship. I'm a worship where I feel comfortable and where I'm forced. And you think you're gonna lay your hands on me and make me fall out? No, we're not gonna do that because that's not how I get down. Yeah. No, but I'm gonna feel comfortable and I'm gonna feel empowered. And I'm gonna feel His love and I'm gonna feel that hug around me that you feel when you know that you're in His presence. And we're not gonna play this. You're not gonna get up there and then you live your whole separate life at home. Yeah. You know what I mean? So that's what I'll say for me.
Yeah. You know, and when I'm very spiritual, but I don't go to church all the time and all this stuff, but I think a lot of times for people to really kind of develop that relationship with God, He has to humble you. Like I got humbled in college. So I was this like person I thought I knew it all, right? So don't do that. I'll teach you in front of you, right? Look, but and education was really big to me. So I will look down on people if you're not going to college and all this stuff. I was like looking like, you peons and all this other stuff. But I was playing around in college. I wasn't taking it serious with my class stuff. I can drop class here until I got kicked out. And I laughed. I said, God, you so funny. I laughed and fell on my knees. I cried and laughed because I was like, the one thing I put over everybody's head and tried to become the judgment person about, you took away from me. And it was like he was saying to me, show me who you are and quit telling me. And so what happened is when I got kicked out of school, I went to community college and took 17 hours. I got back into my college, I took another 17 hours. I went to school year-round to prove that this is where I wanted to be. So God humbled me and made me work for it, not just talk about it and make it look like a label kind of per se. So when he humbled me, it made me realize who was God, and our relationship changed because I began to know that he has a certain path for me. So I think it's basically the experience that you have, you know, and you have to be able to change your mindset, realize that you are not God and God is the one who leads your path. And so even though I loved school, and I was like, I was going to graduate, but when he kicked me out, I still graduated for years, but it was like I had to prove to God to develop this relationship and trust and faith in him that he was going to guide me through it, not myself just talking these big talk words. So I began to develop a personal relationship and knew it was beyond the temple of what they call fellowship. You know what I'm saying? In the church and stuff like that. It was how I communicated with him, how I was very specific of what I wanted in my life. And I said, God, I allow you to guide me. And things just began to flow. You know, it wasn't easy, but if God had a hand in it, I knew it could be so. Yeah. So, I mean, it's basically whatever experience you have with him. And when he humbles you and when you acknowledge him, that's when you begin to feel that real relationship. Like Sade said, you're a kid, they tell you to keep going and going. You know what I'm saying? And go to church and do this and go to Bible study. But it's not into actuality let you experience God and how he shows you, you know what I'm saying? That you really begin to get that spiritual connection and you realize it's not these earthly things. You know what I'm saying? It's of these spiritual things that you guide with. So I say to people, you don't have to be all holy in the church. And I mean, y'all seen all these scandals with these pastors and all these sex scandals and stuff like that. And they be at Bible study, they be at all the college schools.
They be everywhere. That's exactly
you know what I'm saying? So
that's gonna define your relationship with him.
Yeah.
If you're not spending time with him, you're not praying, you're not spending time in your word, you can be easily deceived by false prophets. So that's why you can't focus on your religion in the temple and the church because we the same person. Yeah, we the same person. We the same sinner. So you got to develop your own relationship with him. So you will know that your relationship with him is right.
Yeah. Don't idolize someone else. And don't depend on somebody else to get you your spiritual connection with God. Yeah. I always say that. So I mean, I think in that in-between stage, I would say as long as you talk to God and develop your own relationship with him, spend your time, you're gonna have a totally different experience than I am with him. And you're gonna have a totally different way that he communicates with you than he communicates with me. So it's fine. Don't think it's a picture perfect type of thing. Just develop your relationship and know who God is and who you are to him.
Amen. Yeah, I grew up in the church, of course, but I didn't take our relationship serious until I had to bury my mom. So in that moment, I knew he was real. And I knew I didn't control nothing. I wasn't running nothing. As grown as I thought I was, as a I thought I was like, my mom trusted you. She loved you. She served you. And she left here. Like, so that means, oh, you for real. This is real life. Like, I need to get it together. Because I thought it was just about brunch and turning up, having a good time, having a little boo, having a little bae. And that's life. You know, go to work, come home, but try to set up something for the weekend, some type of trip. I thought that's what life was until I lost her. And I was like, there's something deeper and there's something greater that I'm supposed to be attached to. But what is it? I didn't ask that question until I lost her, for sure. Yeah.
Yeah, them experiences.
Yes. Yeah. So I'm gonna do some rapid soul questions. I really want everybody to like get excited because I'm gonna have to do a part 2 because we didn't even cover half the stuff that I want to talk about. So some rapid soul questions. The first thing that comes to your mind, just spit it out, okay? Name one person you think is really funny.
Crystal. Oh my God. Sade, what you got, dance?
Oh,
I have to give you an example because I'm laughing in my head.
Ooh. What's the last song you all listened to?
Together. She didn't like my song, Is That All Right? By Lady Gaga.
Oh, yeah, I wasn't
we was at the movies the other day.
Yeah, I wasn't feeling that.
I told that's the song I want to walk down on the aisle too. Is That All Right by Lady Gaga from A Star Is Born.
And then when I started listening to what I listened, it was Beyonce did I Could Go Blind.
I'd rather be blind.
I'd rather be blind. But she did it. What? Ella Jane.
Ella Jane.
It was Cadillac Records and Tow It Up.
We was listening to both of them.
Tow It Up.
Yeah,
I felt it. I felt it.
A daughter, she's anointed. Okay,
Anointed on that song right there.
What is one dessert you all can't live without?
Girl, how many can I name?
Whichever one you really can't live without.
I can't live without white cake with sprinkles and whipped cream icing.
Okay.
I can't live
chocolate cake. I mean, a yellow cake with chocolate icing. Yeah, old fashioned.
Yeah, like from scratch.
Granny made.
Yeah.
What trait do you like about yourself, Krys? Like the most?
I think I like my confidence the most because in any room, look at you because I'm cocky. Look, because in any room, it doesn't matter like who's in the room. I'm infectious, and I can speak to anybody and just be who I am, you know. So I mean, that came over time. So I think that's the best trait I like about myself. That's what allowed me like to be in sales and in business because it's like I never meet a stranger. Like I don't have to fit in, but you gonna recognize who I'm. You gonna want to be my friend. Like you know what I'm saying? I have to choose.
Amen. What about you, Sade?
I would say my ability to care. Sometimes it gets me in trouble because I care a little bit too much, and I just go downhill. But I think that in the industry that I'm in, there's not a lot of it. People are so closed off. There's no empathy, and my ability to bring that back to them, to remind them we are human, and people still need to be treated with respect and some empathy. I know that where there's none and I still have it, even through the job that I do, I really like that about myself, that I can still bring it back and still be human, and still remind people that we need love and help too.
I love that. So what is one product that you all must use every day besides your laptop or your phone?
Oh, that's a good one. What's one product? I'm trying to think about what I gotta use every day.
I would say my NOLA Skin Essentials face wash, because my skin be so crusty in the morning that much it gives me love.
You know what? Okay, so one item, you know, we bought the LEV body cream.
Everywhere
I have the oil in the body butter. So every time I got the shower, I have to spray it on me and put it on my like every day. Like you know, and you know what? Another thing that I can't. So I hate this. This is my pet peeve. You gotta have earrings on. I kill you if you don't have earrings on. I've been out my life. So that's one thing I sleep in earrings. I never take them out. Yes. Like if I went to the gym, I still got earrings on. I get in the pool, I got earrings on. You'll never see, if you see me without some earrings, it must be an emergency or somebody's trying to kill me. But I mean, if it was a and run out the house and forget my wallet with my earrings on. Like is that real serious?
I love that. I've never heard that in my lifetime. Okay, so I love that.
Yeah. The first friend I've ever had is like, "Where you going? You got no earrings on?
You're not going nowhere with me with no earrings. I don't even understand." I'm like, "You're naked."
That is so funny. Okay, if you all could go to dinner with anybody, who would it be?
Oh, Jill Scott. That's Bay right there. We love Jill.
Oh my God, you all would love my best friend. Okay, we're gonna talk about that after. Okay. What's one book you believe everyone should read, even if it's not the same book?
A Coldest Winter Ever. I think it is like the 8th grade, like anthem book you should pass around.
Bro, that was a good one, though. I thought that's a right of way of passage for a young black female.
Around the middle school, did you read about?
Did you read? Wow, that's a good one.
Yeah.
Woo.
I know that took you.
You took it. Woo, you were so quick with it too.
Yeah. Coldest Winter Ever.
Goodness gracious. What am I gonna say? I would say A Year of Yeses by Shonda Rhimes. I read that and I thought that was a really good book. It kind of changed my mindset a little bit.
Yeah. Okay.
Good.
But I would pick.
See, 2 stages in life.
Coldest Winter Ever. About that one though.
I love it.
I'm about to reread
that. Okay, so just a recap of everything that they share. A couple things. Develop a real relationship. There's no cookie cutter man. Slow down. It is not a race. Life will never be consistent. There will always be ups and downs. Develop your own mindset with God when it comes to God. Show people who you are. Don't tell them. Lastly, look forward to the glow up. Look forward to the glow up. I think this was a great episode and a great interview. Make sure you all subscribe to the SOULKATION channel. Share this episode with your closest friend. Thank you so much, Krys and Sade, for coming on. I really appreciate it, ladies.
Yeah. Oh, thank you so much. It was awesome.
I know, we had a good time.
We got to part 2.
Yes, part 2.
Part 2. We're going to schedule it right after this, Sade. And I'll catch you all on the next episode of the SOULKATION podcast. Have a good one.